Hello, welcome back to southern Sweden, to our adventures here building this big recording studio in these huge old Swedish cow barns. This week it's very exciting. I'm going to try and build a height adjustable control room desk. The current desk I have has a big hole in it where my Studer mixing console thing used to be. One day it'll be a very posh mixing desk here. But for now, I'm going to build a kind of modern hybrid sort of some outboard at the back and a speaker bridge along the back so the speakers can move up and down with the desk, which should work, I think. And even more than that, I'm going to build the whole thing pretty much out of recycled tabletops, which somebody gave me a few months ago. There's one thing that might kind of scupper my chances to get this done this week, and that is that I'm not sure if I can get the bottom in time. I've calculated the weight of everything which is going on there, and we're already at about 120 kilos, so I need a heavy duty one which I may have to send off specially for. I should have thought of this in advance, but there you go. There's a chance I'll get it in time. Well, I needn't have worried, because this week we have an amazing sponsor for our video, Swedstyle, who make beautiful height adjustable desks right here in Sweden, kindly gave me a heavy duty desk base for this project. On Wednesday I drove up to their factory 2 hours away, got a full tour, saw their robots in action, saw their showroom with all the cool stuff they make. Really lovely people, so Swedstyle, thank you so much for making this all possible. So I've already been sketching on the iPad. Once again, as usual, this probably won't make much sense, but it's going to be a kind of like Superman shape thing, a bit like that corner table. There's a lot of kind of Superman shapes in this studio. Yeah, it's going to be a kind of Superman chest shape thing, which will have one outboard bay there, another one there, a couple of shelves in the middle so I can hide the computer in there. I've been experimenting this morning with having the monitor a little bit lower than I had before, and I think it's going to be okay. These speakers will be a little bit higher and they will tilt forward a little bit, which will be cool. I have NS10s as well. There's one of them down there. With a bit of luck, the NS10s will sit just above the monitor, so I'm going for a kind of modern, kind of low, slightly lower monitor position. Hopefully it won't knacker my neck, but I've been testing it all morning and it feels okay. It's kind of all an experiment. That's what I said about the sofa, and then I had to rebuild it all. Anyway, right. Okay, that's taken me quite a while. Yeah, I thought I was going to get it out of 2 of these tabletops, but I've had to use all three. In fact, these are the last ones I have. I have another different style of one over there, but these 3 are a pretty nice match, and I think if I stain these a bit darker and then sort of French polish them, it'll look pretty beautiful. Okay, I just tested it. I sat down at this kind of whatever, sort of mock-up thing, and it's a little bit far to reach to get to those outboard bays there. And also the computer monitor doesn't need so much space between these 2 points. So what I've done is I've just marked marked in 7 centimeters here. It means I can kind of hide this little mistake a bit better as well. That'll be like tucked right back here, you won't see it at all. Yeah, I think this feels a bit better, a bit neater, because it's just huge. I don't need such a huge desk. Plus not so good for the sound, I suppose, like reflections coming off. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down a bit more, and then I think I'll do the edging. So then this bit's finished, and then I can cut the kind of sides for the outboard bit. Screw those in from underneath, so then you won't see any fixings on top. Yeah, should be good. Yeah, very good. Other than slicing my little finger, this went very well. Nice rounded over edge, smooth as silk. I didn't sand through the veneer anywhere. This is great. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to start building the speaker bridge and outboard bays here. And I have a plan. I'm going to use these offcuts here from yesterday. Yeah. Okay, not sure if you can see this. It's a thin pencil line, but I have measured out these end cheeks, which are going to go on either end of this thing. It's really hard to explain. I'm just going to build it and then it'll all make sense. But I also need to have pieces in here for the other side of the rack sections. So hopefully I can squeeze those into these offcuts, because it would be cool if it was all made out of the same stuff. And I'm basically running out. I have a few more offcuts here. If I can't make it work, maybe it will work with those. Another one there. Yeah. Sorry about all the noise. Ferdy is in the impromptu metal workshop. He's just doing the last bits on the railings. Right, I have the two end cheeks, and I cut some two little baby middle ones. I'm hoping this is going to be strong enough. I might end up reinforcing it underneath with a metal bar or something. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, now I'm going to start basically screwing the whole thing together so that I have these outboard bays where they need to be. And then I can make the lid. Oh, and in other news, Ferdy has finished all of the spiral staircase and railing stuff. Look at that. What a legend. That is a beautiful thing. I think quite possibly the most beautiful spiral staircase in existence. Okay, this is really nice. I'm just going to add a little bit more strength here. I'm going to cut this piece in half and sort of stick it here somewhere. It just adds a bit more strength. I don't think it's necessary. It's just going to hold Basically this is going to hold 25 kilos, which is the big ATC speaker. NS10s in the middle, they don't weigh much. This is the final one of the collection of tabletops that I was given, and I've sanded it down. It's a bit darker than the others. It's some kind of walnut or something, not sure. But I'm going to do one layer of the 12mm plywood that I have somewhere, and then this, and then that will make the top the same thickness as the base. It'll give it a bit of strength and chunkiness, and it won't be as heavy as the marble, and I think it's going to look cool. So I'm going to rip this up and some plywood, rip them on the table saw, and get on with it. Just had a thought about the lighting. Maybe what I'll do on this layer is I'll just cut out a little bit here, so then the kind of edging bit will glue onto the top piece, and then the LEDs will be hidden underneath. That's what I will do. Yeah, man, looking very good. Okay, that's basically it. So now I'll let this dry overnight, and tomorrow morning early I will go and get the base from Swed Style, and then I'll come back, rub this down, stain it, leave it to dry for a few days. So I think when this is drying, I will start to put together the other rack units that I built a few weeks ago. So maybe, maybe by this weekend I could have all of the new studio furniture in. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. There you go. What a beauty. Okay. The glue is dry on that, so I think I'm too impatient. I think I'm going to try. Maybe Elsa can help me. Elsa, yeah? Can you help me try and lift this up and put it on here? Okay, I have a plan. So I've loosely screwed down these pieces of wood to the base. I'm going to put the top back on, and then I can screw through this wood up into the desk, and it should make the whole thing super stable and indestructible. Very cool. Wow. It looks like a flamingo or an ostrich or something. Very, very cool though. Yeah. Wow. I'm so into like wood finishes now. I mean, this just looks so good as it is. It's cool how it just ties it all together. But I'm wondering, should I French polish this? Because, to be honest, I think that potentially if I French polish this, it's going to make it more reflective. It's going to mess up potentially the sound of the speakers a little more than it will do anyway. I mean, I will have a keyboard on here which will break up the reflections, but in a way I just kind of like this this sort of like sheen, you know. Maybe I'll just wax it. I could just wax it and that would be that. I wouldn't have to wait for ages for this to dry. It'll be dry enough tomorrow. I could wax it and assemble it tomorrow. Anyway, it's looking super cool, and especially with this little guy. That is just a dream. It goes very high. Not sure who would ever need it that high, but that's quite something. It does look like an ostrich. Wow. Okay. It's in the control room. It's not in position yet. I'm gonna fit some lights. I actually put this together off camera earlier. Got the Fairchild there at the top and some Pultex and some Yuri, some LA4s at the bottom. So yeah, these are going to have light up rack outboard sections in. So I will wire in some LEDs, put a little bit of Perspex like I did on this one, like a little covering strip. And then I will try and put it all together. Speakers are here, dusty old speakers, but amazing speakers. They hopefully won't just make the whole thing collapse. But yeah, I believe in this. All right, I'm going to screw it together and then fit some LEDs. That is pretty slick. Oh man, this is such a cool desk. Wowzers. Yeah. Whew. Look at that, shit. Wow. Yeah, sorry, I just had a kind of mad wiring session, which I didn't think would make very interesting viewing. So I just got on with it. Yeah. This is really nearly done now. Pretty amazing. I've just been sitting here for 20 minutes just listening to music. It just sounds so nice in here, and yeah, it's really starting to feel like a studio. Still stuff to do, but just to get everything into its racks and the lights in everywhere. Still waiting for a couple of power conditioners, one for there and one for here, so that all three of these racks will just have one switch to switch them on and off, which will be very nice. I need to put some lights here above the patch bay, get a couple of clip-on lights to light up the top bit, put the NS10s in. I'll do that next week. I started filling up these racks as well with some bits and pieces, a couple of synths there. So yeah, I need to do all of this MIDI stuff in this whole thing. Connect to this patch bay, to that patch bay, under the floor, which the cable is already there. Just need to connect it. Yeah, the sofa is done. My mum came and helped sort of put a bit more kind of padding in the cushions. So yeah, it's covered in crap right now, but it is very comfortable now, and the cushions have a great shape. So thanks, Mum, for that. All right, well, I think this is a good place to leave it. That's been a hell of a week. Thank you so much to Swedstyle for the desk base. This is so cool. Actually, I didn't show the finished thing yet. It is so cool. What a thing. It's just like the most crazy thing I've ever seen. But just so nice, so cool to be able to stand up here. Oh yeah, it's amazing. This is going to be a game changer, really. My back is going to be very, very grateful. So yes, thank you, Swedstyle. This is the coolest thing I think I've ever built. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next week for a bit of wiring, but possibly I might tackle the big gobos, like movable studio baffles on wheels. That's kind of the last big thing I'm going to try and tackle before I do some recording, which will be in a few weeks' time. So yeah, watch this space. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Join our channel membership if you're feeling generous. And yeah, see you next time. Lots of love. Goodbye.